Luminosity nameless versus eUnited.
Yeah, and this is a big match, especially for eUnited, because if they do end up going 4-0 this week, it's most likely going to secure that first place spot seeding for London. So this is huge for them. They want to go flawless this week, prove that that roster change was worth it, and then Luminosity on their side of things, going game 5s, it's not been pretty, but they're getting it done. I'm pretty sure they're just on autopilot at this point, trying to get better, trying to improve upon their win, and you know, maybe testing out their map pool a little bit.
Yeah, so take a look at this. I mean, obviously 9 to 6 maps, but that's the difference between his Rampart use at Fort Worth, where they did win, to now.
I mean, we talked about it before, and Ed just said it. He feels like they're a little bit on autopilot. Of course, their stats are going to be a little bit skewed from bracket play to league, where they just have proven to play so much better in bracket than they
back to back
league.
now.
Yeah, it's been consistent with them that they don't perform at the same level here in Columbus that they do at tournaments.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, right, without a crowd and stuff. Like, we heard Gunless talking about it a lot. It's like when that crowd is chanting your name, you have that extra fire under you to perform. And you know, Luminosity, also, they could have very well just be undefeated this week. Like, we saw them in that game 5 where Formal jumps out with the Tempest. I truly believe he just sits there and pre-aims, they win that series. And you know, both their matches do go to that game 5, and obviously they're not a perfect team. They have things that they need to fix as well, and you know, these teams are hungry for a win, where Luminosity just came off a win. So it's sort of like that going on. Teams want to beat you so bad, and maybe you let off the gas a little bit.
All right, Pac-Man, we need to talk about eUnited. Again, it's already been said they're up 2-0 this week, looking very good, but you've kind of mentioned that Abizi and Sim kind of need to find their groove, if you will.
I just think that that they still need to figure out how to play correctly for this team so that it can help out RCs, because we've seen RCs slump a little bit, and we saw before this duo was the thing, he was one of the top ICR players. Period. He seemed to take a bit of a back seat for this SOG duo, and maybe once they come together, they can play it at their highest level possible.
I mean, that's just kind of a time thing, though. Like, just more time playing together, getting used to each other.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that RCs is the problem. I'm just saying that if the SOG duo can get in the positions to help him out, you can see him get back to that superstar status.
I think naturally there's gonna be less kills on the map when you have players like this, especially for RCs. Like, he's running that ICR. It's evolving to the point where it's like your SOGs have to be pretty much playing hyper aggressive, picking up those entries. Then your Maddoxes are gonna be slaying as well, and you know, that's like the current meta. Your SOGs are going off. Like, we see it with Reciprocity, we see it with the eUnited, and you know, I think RC's is, if that is what he's thinking, he has to be able to take that back seat and be okay with going even for the win. And we see Clay stepping up as well with that Maddox going off. Like, every respawn, we see him, like, he might not be leading in slaying, but he's right there at number 2. Every single respawn that they've won that we've watched this week, he's been playing amazing.
I feel like this is going to be the true test to see how good eUnited is, with the addition of Simp, for the simple fact that obviously you just picked them up, but you haven't really played the toppest competition in this cross-division play so far. You beat EG 3-2, and yesterday you won 3-0 versus UIU. But I feel like today versus LG, you're going up against the champs. This is going to be a true test of what they see. And also, Clayster just being so consistent so far, I'm actually curious to see if he's able to keep it up in the series as well.
I mean, do you think that fire is going to start to wear off at some point, though?
Absolutely not. Clayster's fire is never going to wear out, for the simple fact that he just knows he has to prove so much stuff for the simply just dropping J-Cap and picking up a brand new player in Simp.
Like, when's the last time Clay's won an event, right? Like, it's been so long, and I know he's tired of people saying that about him. It's been, what, since AW? Like, that's a long time it's been without a championship, and you know, this is a team that has been making it to that winner's bracket and getting far in tournaments for the last, like, 2-3 years, and you know, it's just kind of been chasing that championship. So I think this roster can potentially be that good. Like, when a team's that good at Search and Destroy, when you have a duo like Abizi and Simp, that's a team that go far in a tournament.
I still use that as a roast for Clay, but it is hard to win, and to be fair, his placements have been pretty good. Like, his average placing is pretty good, even though he's not getting a championship. He's still competing right at the top level. Yeah, I feel like that roast is just...
Well, yeah, I wasn't roasting him.
No, I know. I'm not saying that you were. I'm saying that people do use that as a roast of Clayster, and I feel like that's not fair, really.
Yeah, I mean, you can't dispute that he is very, very good at this game. But now we need to continue things on. Again, kind of perhaps a little bit of a surprise there for Envy, who was up 2-0 so far in this week, falling down to Evil Geniuses just now, who got their very first win, 3-1. But coming up, our last match of the day is going to be Luminosity versus eUnited.
Welcome back to our final match of the night. I think the one many have been looking forward to within this particular set of crossplay. Well, for these crossplay teams, I mean, Luminosity versus eUnited, we got our former champs in Luminosity just coming off that Dallas win, and eUnited, they brought in Simp. They've won their 2 series with him. First one, maybe some sloppiness. They goes to a game 5 where they get the victory. Yesterday they get the 3-0, but you were telling me it wasn't the cleanest 3-0. It's funny, when I watched it looked good. But
yeah, it started off really well, I think, on that Arsenal hardpoint, but then it was about a 100-point comeback and got a little bit scary. Also, game 2 goes to around 11. It's not where they want it to be yet. It's going to be a work in progress. So, you know, this is a big matchup. On the other side, you have Luminosity, and yeah, they are our Dallas champions. They should be comfortable. A lot of talk around them right now. Really, just you know what, classic rocking that Rampart. We'll see if eUnited match one.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're going to see. We could see a lot of variety coming out of eUnited in this particular matchup. I'm not sure what the deal will be, but excited to see this one play out, as they're definitely 2 of the top teams within this particular set of 8 teams in the crossplay. And I think you got to favor LG in this, but I don't know. eUnited get better bit by bit with a new addition in Simp, and LG just trying to show they're the team to beat. Which I think I've seen, like, it's kind of split over the community, like whether you consider them the top team or not. I mean, for me, yeah, they're coming off a tournament win. They're the team to beat. They're the best team in the game until London.
But I think this grounded them a bit, right? Like, if you come off a tournament win, and then you just sort of run away with, like, say they go 4-0 this week, like, no problems. Going into London, that might be a little too overconfident. I think going to a game 5, losing a game 5, sort of grounds them. It's like, all right, back to reality. Like, we still have a lot of work to do.
Well, it might help them for London to make a couple of losses. But unfortunately for them, since they started so poor in their first 2 weeks, like, they kind of really need wins within their division, too, because they were, in 6th or whatever coming out of that, because they had, what was it? They went 0-3 the first week, then 3-1, so 3-4. Now at 4-5, so they're still not in a great spot. So, yeah, I don't think a reality check is the worst thing, but you still need to get some wins. And, yeah, when you come in your first match, you get reverse swept, that's like, oh.
That started off so well. Yeah, it did.
Well, yeah, I remember those first 2 maps we saw was them versus Envy. They looked incredible. I was like, oh, my God, Envy's going to get smoked, and then Envy fight back. But that's got Envy. So they beat LG and lose to EG. It's an interesting week for Envy. But they're still sitting at 2-1, so they're feeling good.
I think, too, for eUnited, like, this is, and even Simp, this is a big test for him, because I think this is some of the best talent he's going to go up against in the world. His
toughest task thus far. I mean, we saw him, obviously. They go through, they win the amateur bracket that we saw, amateur run that they went on. We saw them win that, then they come in and they get a couple of victories, but yeah, they haven't played the likes of LG yet. That's for sure. So this will be interesting if he can still continue to play as well as we expect him to. He's been incredible, and you think he's only going to get better and better. Frequency will start things off. And this is typically a strong map for Luminosity.
Yeah, one they play very often. I think we saw Arsenal hardpoint in game 4. I'm sure that was eUnited's pick. But I don't think LG's mad about that pick. They have some very talented assault rifle players.
Last time we saw LG on this, though, I think that's the map before they lost to Envy, though, if I remember. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today. So Rampart out on both sides. Clayster will be rocking it for the side of eUnited. LG first in, as eUnited will try and break back through. Abizi and Simp, that SOG duo, the Tiny Terrors, they find the opening.
Tiny Terrors, I like it.
I saw that on Reddit and I really liked it.
Yeah, you really liked it.
Yeah, I saw that, I was like, I'm using that.
No, but LG, I thought they were going to actually flip spawns there. The spawns do flip. They do spawn out. But now there's a bit of a pinch. Simp now trying to stay up, but he gets taken down. And that sort of worked against eUnited a little bit, but they are in position to fight for back orange. But Formal, he's already here, has some help as well. And with Gunless, they're able to lock this down, get this time. I thought eUnited, just with the break that they had, you know, behind Abizi and Simp, they're going to force those spawns out towards back blue and get that first and second hill combo going. But instead, LG able to recover.
And we'll see if LG can clean up a little bit. The last time we cast them on this, it was just felt a little bit sloppy, a little bit frantic, a little too fast. I mean, I know it's a smaller map and it plays that way sometimes, but it felt more like I was watching a Hacienda.
Way too high. He heard the grapple and Slack looked like 150 air.
Is he on Venus?
No, he was not that high. I don't know what Slack was looking at. but they're able to get that first push, take care of business. There is one more player just staying alive. That's Clay. And a deep pocket. Or sorry, that was Prasini. He gets taken down, but there's 4 dead. And immediately you see the reaction from LG. They're trying to sprint across the map, and they do force one player to spawn out. That's Simp towards that back base.
And every kill they get, that's going to be the scenario. So they get 3 to spawn in the back. Now they'll be off to the races to the other side. This is the perfect rally that you want if you're Luminosity, and this is a chance to get a huge lead.
Yeah, they're already up 60 right now. The good thing for eUnited, at least you have elevator control. You can get inside on that balcony. Simp, he's going to go up with Pristini. They're going to trade on out. Formal trying to get elevator control. You can see what he was doing. We saw Envy just do it in this series previously, where if you can get elevator and hold the back, you can spawn them out pipes like they're doing right now. This is the setup that eUnited wants.
This is a very nice opening push from eUnited to get pressure into the hard point. Now you've got LG spawning all over the map. Formal trying to stay up in the back as he gets a bit of help. Not an easy gunfight, though, to take against Simp, but he's able to win it against the SOG. Pristini, though, with a little bit of the offense there.
Still alive.
Yeah, he stays up through that entire thing. Stun then goes in. Clayster gets him a bit of help. Pristini still going. That's 3 in a row for him. Seems just relaxing outside on balcony. And not far off streaks now either. 160 needed. They'll get the rotation. I think you didn't get a ton of time if you're eUnited. Well, you got 30 or so seconds, but like it could have been bad. It could have been very bad if LG held that opening wave and really pushed out. I mean, we could be looking at like a 120 to 10 game.
Well, that's a big gunfight for Steve's gonna want back. He had the help of RC's as well. Gunless informally able to find a couple. The pinch was there. RC's still alive. Finally gets taken down, but not before he holds off so Abizi can fly in. Now they have hill control.
It's a bit staggered from Luminosity. 2 players gonna fly in from mid before the push develops from elbow. They make it easy on eUnited to continue to hold.
So they're just gonna give this up. They already have 3 players over towards elevator, towards that first hill. They're just
well, they didn't really give themselves a good second crack at it, to be honest.
And this will be a tied game. So it was a very fast start for LG, but eUnited get right back into it.
It seemed like maybe they were caught between making another push and rotating. Get the early rotation. Can they actually turn it into time? With specialist weapons getting closer and closer now as we enter the mid game. Still a little extra health on Formal. He's going to grab the Rampart trophy, keeps him safe as he now re-peaks. But Gunless, that's 3 with the War Machine. A chance for a 4th. I thought it was a direct hit, but it doesn't actually finish him. And the Tempest stays up. He's got a couple on their knees as the reinforcements try to fly in. Pristini ends up getting 2, and that's exactly what he United to get in. They have the spawns, but it's actually LG kind of flanking in towards their back window. An awkward timing there as he thought he had a free kill on the Simp.
I mean, just that play by Pristini, though, with the Tempest, just to hit that shot towards the elbow. I mean, LG was there. They had the numbers advantage, but he hits one, and it's able to connect.
And Gunless is so close to killing him there. Like, he gets knocked. I thought that grenade's going to directly hit him and in that flurry, but nice play from Pristini. So you get some time, you can test the rest, and then you get set up for next.
That's your teammate's skull. Not the kill he wanted. Somehow stays alive, though. A nice cluster on a Simp to find 2.
So now they'll have the back, but it's a bit of a split spawn as Abizi and RC is going to have to race across top middle. Abizi just won 2 one-on-ones at mid to really make the pinch even more fearsome on the Gunless in top window. He's still holding there, but waiting on his reinforcements to come over through elevator. There's just under 40 seconds remaining, as LG have yet to be able to find a break and continue to get staggered.
25 seconds left. Now War Machine out from Simp. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication there as Abizi goes forward. Does find a couple of kills. Now might come down to a 1 versus 1. RC's just trying to stay up. He gets taken down, so LG just put the pressure on. You can see United immediately trying to go. They're trying to go as fast as possible as Abizi invests the grapple to try to get pushed up, but Formal is there, but he runs into one who's inside. John locking down elevator. Gives LG the early setup.
All right, so they had the early setup the last time through to blue, and that is where eUnited really got that quick break and started to make that comeback. That Tempest, yeah, knocks down 3 around elevator and really just slows that first wave from eUnited. So there's already 20 seconds off this hard point before they even attempt to make that first push. 2 get dropped. And this looks a lot better for LG behind the Tempest.
Formal, though, has to back on up. That cluster from Sim backs him down. This should allow them to at least get to that elbow. There we go, but John gonna use the grab. Only gets one, but allows him to get the second. Sorry, Slack's able to get that second.
eUnited still holding on to a lead, but it's not much of one. Up 10 points now, should be a lead change to LG. The focus now back to Pipes. Let's go to an eUnited, an Astro Gaming listening with eUnited.
Missing one. I spawn elbow.
Enter, Nick, or
Come and get our side. Pull your spawn. Spawn in. I'm coming.
trying to help you.
You can help mid. Is up cluster.
Go enter,
Right.
two enter.
I help your sip. I help your sip. I help. Lay down.
Last two enter. Pearson's
One was
last.
outer.
By yourself. You're by yourself.
I was gonna grab
One was outer.
They're weak. I have to back up.
Nice, good up.
I'm looking
Big ones
ledge.
right now.
Nothing outer
Staring
right
ledge.
now.
I'm staring ledge.
Middle.
Ledge jumped on you. One shot on you.
I got one
Raymond
bottom
outer.
mid, one shot. Bottom mid, one shot. Bottom mid.
Played inner.
Two. He's grass spiking.
I tried to grab Slam, dude. That was me.
2 middle. It's all good.
Yeah,
Try to stay alive.
Formal has an ICR holding top.
North side.
Play your streaks. Yeah. Formal.
Formal ICR outer weak.
You push in. No one
Close
close.
inner.
Push
Quick win.
in.
Let's get heal, guys.
There's two hill. There's two.
Nice. One more.
I'm
I'm rotating. Big time if you get it.
Formal one shot. There's two.
Middle.
I have vision.
Look middle. Take out flag. Fuck.
I'm gonna pop vision.
Do it.
Top mid. Classic.
Gun this elbow. One pow.
Classic, one shot. Top
Can't
mid.
die. Okay.
Fuck, guys.
I have your mid.
Alright, 2 going this side, 2 going middle.
I have your mid cross.
Big kills here. Big kills.
Mid. One shot. Mid
Nice,
dead.
4. Good job. Let's go.
Let's get on. Yeah, you can push under balk right now if you want to go. Quick.
Tweak.
I'm going.
Go quick.
going.
Oh shit.
I got you now. Careful. Watch
I'm
your top.
holding mid. They pop vision.
I got Pierce, absolute. I got Pierce.
Bottom lights with vision. Push out. You can't die.
eUnited in control of the hard point and looking to take the lead.
How is Gunless doing? They just won 2 big
He
one-on-ones.
won some
Somehow he's still alive.
crazy
He's
gunfights.
27-16.
Remember, he had that insane map 1 in the last series. We cast it from him, but that's going to be Formal with streaks. He's now 15 off the Hellstorm. And there he'll get it with the time in the hard point. A nice break from Luminosity. But yeah, no, when he first gunned the one SOG that pushed elbow, it was a BZ. I was like, ooh, okay. All right. Well, we heard from the United side, the game going down to the final moments. I want to hear LG's comms.
Go in the back. Go to the back pipe.
I can call Hellstorm.
We have streaks.
Run away. Clay. One else.
I'm literally fucking going pipes.
All right, 2 in the back. 2 in the back.
One more. He came in.
One's one out. One's in the back.
Trying to go fucking
Good
pipes.
kill. What the fuck? One's in you.
Calling the lightning.
Well, hang on.
I'm pipes right now.
Second.
I'm pipes with you. I'm pipes with you.
Hang on. There's 2 in the back. Playing aggressive. One you guys. They're playing aggressive.
Go on. I'm 1 away from streaks.
You ready? They're coming.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Out of that.
What the hell?
He's fucking not even. He's.
One's back.
Peeking it.
2 in the back now.
Bottom right. Sim. One shot. Absolute close right.
I have a lightning.
Sim close right. One's
Top window. He's gonna be hallway.
Sim hall. Always him. Different hall.
I streaked the back.
Could flank you.
I got
flank, guys.
Okay, look hallway maybe.
I spawned out.
Back right.
Gunless won another insane gunfight as we come out of that Astro Gaming listed in. Luminosity now making the run, only need 15 more points with 20 seconds remaining on the hard point. It's Formal just looking for another gun, finds it, a chance for more streaks. He's 100 off and just slides away with his life. They can still win it here, but just barely. He doesn't actually get the streak. I think he was 20 off before he dropped. No longer can win it there, but they've got the rotation to next.
John's out to hold his kill cam now, but this will open up an opening for United, maybe to put some pressure on Balcony. Just 4 seconds needed for LG to win this one. The contest is there, but that's going to do it. LG take map 1.
A wild finish, back and forth. Gunless was feeling himself. I mean,
I will say, though, like, you go to that listening, like, you're going to hear the frustration on Gunless's voice, though. Like, he wants his team to play a certain way, even after they lost, you know, day 1. Yeah. Like, we went to the back, and they were arguing with each other again. Like, they're sticking to these fundamentals that obviously won them Dallas, but he felt like they were sort of moving away from that. Maybe it was just the confidence, whatever it was. He's making sure they stay on that same page.
All right, well, he's pushing them. And then I do actually want to focus a little bit on the social media side of things as we wait for map 2. This is more to the eUnited side. So we asked you on Twitter with the hashtag CWL PS4. This eUnited roster now is sent. Do you think they can win a championship? Is this a championship caliber team? This is from Owen. Yes, they just need to have more time to practice. This SOG duo is insane. We'll take a look at a couple of the other responses. This one's from Liam. Could I see them beating any team? Yes. Do I see them keeping enough momentum to beat these teams consecutively or maybe consistently? I'm not a believer, or at least not a believer yet. And the final one from Beg. Yes, the pacing and slaying power wasn't there with JCap. Simp gives them the solid duo they badly needed, and Pristini is a great Maddox player. All right, so we heard some thoughts on Twitter. What do you think, Joe? Is this a team that can win a championship?
I will say the slaying power is there. I don't know about the pacing. I don't think pacing was ever an issue with eUnited. Say one good thing, maybe it was something they were discussing with JCap, is having Pristini run a Maddox. I am liking what I'm seeing out of Pristini, but there's going to be a lot of give and take between the Saw duo. I think it's going to take some time. Are they going to be ready by London? I'm not quite sure, but the back half of the year, I think eUnited can win one.
All right, we'll see if they're able to do it. Now, we heard from you guys on Twitter about eUnited, but from Clayster and eUnited, we heard about his thoughts on this series. We'll toss it over to Jess.
Thanks, Clint. Yeah, well, before talking about this series, we did chat a little bit about how this week of the Pro League is going overall for eUnited. And Clay said he seemed a little bit almost disappointed. He said, yeah, we're 2-0, and he's glad that they're 2-0 despite numerous obstacles like some role changes, a new guy on their roster, and all that. But he feels that they're sloppy. He did say, that's going to sharpen up the more we play. And he says he feels that they're playing right now at 35% of what they should be playing. But they're also kind of looking forward to London. They say they have to go 4-0 this week because they're really looking for that #1 seeding for London. Over on the other side, I spoke with Slacked, and he did assure me, first of all, that our awkward little fist bump handshake encounter did not throw him off last night, and he feels good going into this matchup. He did kind of have a little bit, from my perspective, it seemed like there was an attitude adjustment. Coming into the first day, they're coming off of the win from Fort Worth, and seemed almost as if their egos got in the way just a little bit. The loss to Envy earlier in the week did kind of knock LG down a peg, I think, because they seem a lot more serious, a lot more humble and focused. But Slack said he likes the map sets, and their goal is to start off hot and see what the series takes them. So they've accomplished that already. Back on over to the casters.
Jess, appreciate that. I saw you nodding your head during the bit about LG. What'd you hear?
I think that's exactly it. Like, the loss to the Envy just put them back to, yeah, like, great you won. They were on Cloud 9. They were having a great time, enjoying themselves, but it's like, boom, like, oh, yeah, like, we have to continue to play at a high level. Like, they have to. And on the side of eUnited, it's gonna take time. It is. And I think these guys, I don't know, maybe their scrims online were amazing and they expected to play at some high quality level that we're not just too sure about. But you gotta think the way it changes things up for Pristini. It changed things up for Abizi. A guy in Abizi, he had a guy next to him in JCap who was veteran, got him in the positions that he needed. Plus he was playing with Pristini, and we know how Pristini goes. He's the first guy in, doesn't matter. Now Abizi and Simp have to figure that out.
Clayster said they're playing at 35% and they're 2-0. So if they play at 100%, they're never losing a map again.
The 35% number definitely threw us off, yes.
Oh, now to the game 2. Search and Destroy, definitely a place that we saw Luminosity improve to win Dallas. And for eUnited, I think we've just all been excited to see what this team can pull together in this particular mode, considering the changes. But it'll be a 4v4. Simp's going to have the snipe out. A bit of a change we've seen from typically having it in Clayster's hands, as Clayster will kind of have to, I don't want to say learn S&D again, but I heard him say to his team after a Search loss, like, he felt uncomfortable times he did in the snipe. He's like, I don't know what to do at times when I put it away. Well, he's got to figure it out.
Trades, though, going down at this site. Now it's a 1v1. RCs versus Classic, and, well, the ICR is going to have the advantage there. You saw the little bounce from the Rampart. Doesn't hit the first bullet and not able to connect at all, and RC is just like...
Yeah, clutch up a 1v2. Yeah, he had to gun both to get that done. Nice play from Arcides to get the round 1 win. Pristini looked animated. He was talking through something maybe he didn't like in that round. But you see the final shots from Arcides to close out the round 1 victory.
And I get it. Like, eUnited, they pick up a young player. It's already worked out with Abizi. We know the talent's going to be there with Simp. But, yeah, there's some major adjustments across the board. And do I think they're going to be a very competitive team with the best teams in the world? Absolutely.
Well, I think sometimes when a new player comes in, you think about its impact. Nice shot from Simp. And then shoots off a kneecap. As I'll continue my thought in a moment. But sometimes you think about the new player coming in, you think all about them, but yeah, you just don't think about the impact test on everybody else. Like, it's not just a one-person thing. Simp continues to go. He's got a hit marker. He's hit 2 snipes. Formal returns the favor of the hit marker of his own as the snipe battle continues, but it's really just going to be Formal and Slack remaining to try and clutch this in a 2v5 as Simp has now hit 3 snipes in the round. Can he get one more? No, Slack, give me the hell out of here.
There was one player hunting him down too. But we saw that stat right there, Simp and Abizi, in every single S&D they've played, both of them have combined for double digits. The Tiny Terrors, yeah, they've been playing pretty insane.
We saw a bit more of it there.
I will say, though, their S&Ds like have gone the distance, a good amount of them, right? We've seen a couple of round 11s with United.
I think he got, what, 1 or 2 hit markers, 3 kills. I mean, he did like 500 damage that round.
Don't forget the sniper on the other side's formal, and he's just like, whatever, I'll take you on. Yeah. I don't really care.
Incredible round from Simp. Not shocked to see he still got the snipe out. They found success on offense and defense. Can Formal combat what we've seen in the early rounds? The answer is no. Simp hits another shot, gets the LG snipe off the round.
Oh, that's your teammate.
He takes out his teammate and hits Slacked. It's not the kind of collateral you want, but it's a collateral nonetheless. That's now 5 snipes for Simp in 5 in a row overall. But it's 2v2. We aren't done yet.
No, they're trying to throw a bit of a fake with this rotation. We'll see if John and Gunless, if they bite on it, but right now they're staying still. They're staying at this A side. Simp almost gets another shot, just misses John.
Just put the stripe. Get it back out. Thank you. You're not allowed to use anything else. But under 40 seconds to work.
You gonna have a new favorite player?
I do. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
The players that get me excited and get me screaming, they're the ones I love. Now Simp, he's got a chance to clutch in a 1v2. Just not a lot of time.
He might just play his streaks. I mean, 275 away. They have a 2-0 lead. There's no reason to throw your life away. You saw him just shoot that trophy, get the extra points, but he's got to be careful. They're hunting him down right now. Is he going to find this timing? He's got to try and stay up. There's the pressure. Gets the shot punch in, but the trade's there, so no streaks for Simp.
He quick scopes him there.
I would have left.
Yeah.
I would have left.
Well, the streak ends at 6. Despite the flashy plays from Simp, it is a round victory now for LG, a much-needed one. But, okay, the best play is just going to be him sniping every round. Looks like.
This is that glat right there.
Ooh, get out of my way.
But we even saw, like, early in the round, like, Formal was looking at the angle that most snipers, I think, typically do. I just didn't think he was going to re-challenge it. He sort of lit towards that inner wall.
I want to know if Formal puts the sniper away. Does he still have it out? Out of curiosity, can we check?
Yeah, he's still got it.
I was just curious. You know, you get picked a couple times in a row. Do you put it away?
I don't think
shooters keep on shooting, Joe.
Yeah, he does. If anything, this is like a thing that motivates him more. He's like...
Gunless flies out. No one flies out for the trade. Is set up in the back. They do have Arcides. And now Simp is rotated across as well to help. Hit marker in. Shot to the pinky toe of Formal. But they do have man advantage, and that's going to force LG to try and cross the map. Persini in a sneaky corner. Not so sneaky. John catches him, turns it into a 3v3. Do you want Persini maybe just back up a little bit and play his life there?
He's just playing it off angle. I think he knows the rotations there, but...
I mean, if you have the man advantage, would you just like to see him in a spot where at least something can be traded? If they don't check it, he might get a kill or two.
Yeah, it's a bit of a individual play. He's trying to watch for that rotation, find one, even if they get traded. I just don't think he thinks John, checks that corner. But now 2 versus 3.
Nice shots. Rampart connects, and suddenly it's a 1v1. It's John versus Simp. Cluster right in his mouth as Simp wins the 1v1. Hold that.
And John was on a 5 or 6 spree at that time as well. So that kill has huge implications.
His body's now in 5 or 6 pieces. That's a nice cluster out of Simp and another round to United. Joe, I've almost fallen over my cable 6 times now. One of these times now, I'm going to fall and take down this whole backdrop. I'm glad people can't see us on camera broadcasting.
Well, they can.
Yeah, the production usually gets a good laugh or two out of me. 3-1 United. Let's see what they do offensively this time. It's right back to this site and right back to Formal with the sniper rifle.
Sim trying to find a pick by this B side. I think Gunless and Slack didn't see much. They're just going to back on up. But the United has not given away too much information just yet. C4 just trying to find anything. Now it's Sim's turn.
The battle's been going down all map, and it continues here into round 5. They say, screw it, let's bring it right back. So it's going to be what's Slacked and Gunless set up in the back to deal with this. Gunless does have his cluster, and that could be huge here.
And he has this ICR in a bit of an off angle. Ugly players are up top, but yeah. Cluster out. There is one player very far pushed up, though, but able to connect on the Clay.
Nice cluster out. Give the man advantage.
He is. Like, he's past that B-bomb. The round to me is really going to come down to him. What can he find? And, oh, his ankle was showing for a second. On formal screen. Yeah, there was the nade in. Slack able to find the bomb planter. That's Arsity.
Jumped over one head, and it snaps around. Teammate takes him up. The hip fire, almost enough to get it done. Melee in, pistol in, 2v2. This time it's down to aBeZy. This time it's down to aBeZy. Can he clutch the 1v2? He spotted formal, heals up, and backs up for now. 25 seconds to work with. Ring around the rosy we go. The challenge is in. The challenge is there, and aBeZy takes it. So we have a what? A 1v2 for Arsities, a 1v2 for aBeZy, the 1v1 stick at a simp. They're winning some close rounds.
Yeah, Classic's just got to be a little bit more disciplined there. Has to wait for Formal. Formal was still on his way on over. Gets this Maddox, picks it up. I mean, he finds a couple of kills. But I think Classic got a little overeager there, challenging that one.
Formally, the guy out of ammo, he's trying to slide kick him to death?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think he was
strange.
Yeah, I think he was out of ammo.
Two more rounds now needed for eUnited.
Chicken.
It's lots of chickens.
Chicken.
That's maybe one Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
Sounded like a War Machine, not a simp, maybe? I don't know which War Machine that was because it didn't connect with anything, but one of these teams invested it. Imagine it was simp because he has 8 kills and Gunless has 3.
He didn't get it off. Oh, maybe he did.
Well, he got it off, but he had to open the door, and that's what he was trying to time. So Bomb gets planted 3 versus 2. Formal and John get weakened up. Both Pristine and Arsities have. What's Slack doing? What? Okay, he's somehow alive.
Just keep shooting at me. I'll keep laying here.
How is he up?
Pristini wins one, but there's only 20 seconds remaining. He's got to work the defuse. Slack continues holding.
I'm so confused. When I saw him just like belly flop, I was like, what is he doing?
I feel like it just looks like eUnited's going to completely bury them, and when LG has to win a round to kind of stay in it, they get the round victory. But at some point, you got to chain together a few. This might be their chance. Honestly, if LG wins a couple of these, not even clutch scenarios, like scenarios where they have a 2v1. Or,
they have the advantage.
Yeah. Or you win the clutch scenario in the 1v1. Like, this could very easily be, you could flip the scoreline on its head. I mean, it could be a 5-1 LG right now. No one from LG showing.
Oh, yeah, that was a shot for Formal. He just missed. Simp wasn't looking at him either. Pressure, though, going to be towards his B side.
And they have that TAC-5 in LG, so Sniper, unless he's getting headshots, are really just going to weaken players.
Spotted the player on the bomb, and I think they know it was the Ruin character, so they know aBeZy might be going for this grab slam, trying to set it up. Nade in. Are they going to trade it? How is he alive right now? They have to be able to trade. Grab slam in, doesn't connect, though.
Oh, Formal just gets him with the RK7. 4v4 now. Tempest available. For Formal. It's a hit marker. It's a hit marker, but the trade is there.
That's the exact same position that we saw earlier, but somehow he didn't spot Pristini. But now can John stay alive? He's in a tough spot. Has to be careful. They have the man advantage, but he should be taken down.
Formal's here to help now. Formal's here to help now as he comes. He doesn't see one to his right, and John he gets caught reloading, not able to trade it, but Slack there to help. Now it's Arsities that can't pull off another magical clutch, and LG, there they string together 2 rounds.
That was a great play by LG. They knew aBeZy was the guy who went to the bomb. They knew he probably had grab slam. And what they did is they tried rotating Classic over to throw a frag grenade to land right at his feet.
Well, he gets that.
But it actually pays off because aBeZy invests the grab slam. He's only going to be about 50% away.
He gets that off. He gets at least 4, maybe 2. Yeah. That's an eUnited round win. Poor aBeZy. We saw him in the control, too, when we were in the
on frequency, he was like, I'm going to use grab slam. I'm not going to use grab. I'm going to use grab slam.
The hard point. Yeah, he's just trying to get off and couldn't do it.
I got grab slam.
Every grab slam he pops, he's getting killed. Poor guy.
Wow, and that's actually full, too. Sometimes we see it go down to 50%.
Oh, true. Simp just waiting here patiently for a shot, and Formal gives it to him. He has had his number. has Simp now out to 9 and 5. I mean, Formal, despite the fact he's been sniped like first blood like 3 times, I think, by Simp, he's still 8 and 7. Which means, yeah, like, all his damage he's doing in the rounds he survives long enough to get past Simp.
John, though, with the ICR, able to find 2. That's not typically a gun we see in his hands, but he's got 9 kills on the map, 2 on the round. 3v3, though, bomb down. Another one of those very close retake situations.
Oof, give it a chance, but can't hit gunless. eUnited get the plant and just back it up, and now they're trying to go, but it's Simp. Or sorry, Slack that comes in. The grab slam does get 2. RC's already has 1-1v2 clutch to his name. Can he get another? This one's certainly a lot more difficult. Not going to happen. His head is peeled. Classic wins it, and that's 3 in a row now for LG.
I believe it was Pristini backstairs who ends up getting picked. You have the 5 versus 4. I think that's just one of those scenarios, again, you just let them plant the bomb. Like, you have 5 versus 4. Just wait until everyone rotates on over. And that gives John positioning now on a couple more players. I mean, great plays by John with the ICR. But that's just one of those little mistakes, those key details.
Just throwing away that advantage.
It'll button it up a little bit.
And Slacked with the grab slam coming in does
streaks.
get streaks. So he'll have the Lightning Hellstorm duo to work with. And they're just going to leave Formal by his lonesome at A.
They're going to give up A.
I know they have the streaks to deal with it. They spot, and they just back up immediately, just playing behind these streaks on Slack.
I don't even know if they're going to know he has it. Like, he's 7 and 6. It's not like he's having a big game. It's over a multitude of rounds. RC's inside that corner. That's going to be bombed down.
One can't get away, and it's the important one. Bomb now in a very, very tough spot. The pressure, though, what a play for Pristini to at least be able to get one, maybe an opening for him, but it does get traded instantly. Somebody had to go. It was Pristini that tried to do it. And as they try to rotate to the opposite side, you've got classic ADS with the Rampart. Makes 1 pay, 2 more trying to funnel in through lobby. And now he's got help in the form of Formal in the back. They just line up for him, and the Rampart scorches him.
This is what, 3 rounds in a row now for Luminosity?
4
rounds in a row.
Yeah, it was 4-1. They brought it back. It's 4 in a row.
And I don't know if they know he has a Hellstorm. Like, RC's just kind of already jumped over the bomb. He knows he's in a position. If he runs, he's probably dead. Tries to hide in the corner. Slack knew he was there.
Big round from Classic.
Yeah, but I'll find 3 on the players trying to rotate out.
Just trying to hear the comms from the LG side talking through.
Slack's being very vocal. I mean, he's got the streak. How does he want to set it up now? And how does eUnited counter this? They might play very aggressive through middle of the map. Tac 5 boost use. You do have Tempest on Pristini.
The Lightning will back him up for now.
Is that going to give them enough map pressure? Like, I don't even know if they're going to get to the bomb. Yeah, BZ's back in that corner. He's right back there.
And you've got Pristini just waiting to pounce mid. If they try to wrap this back, look at where Clayster's at.
And they've already wasted 45 seconds. And now BZ goes and able to catch out Slacked.
And they've got all the information that they're wrapping this. And here's Clayster just ready and waiting, gets a kill, gets away with his life. Perfectly done. And now look at the map. Just look at the map presence right now from eUnited. They're just locking in LG.
Yeah, RC's and Clay just need to stay up. That's exactly what they're doing, waiting for Simp and Abizi to hit this flank. Still have Tac 5 boost and Gunless able to find 1. 3 versus 3 now. Here comes the flank out of Simp. Able to find a couple of kills. He's up to 11. Pulls out the pistol. Has the help of Varsities. Round 11. Here we go.
Yeah, this is a round you had to win if you were eUnited. I mean, for obvious reasons, but like you have the 4v3. You have all the map presence in the world. You know where everybody is from LG. I thought it got scary for a moment, but
I think that's one you might have overthunk if you're at Luminosity, right? Because I think if you have a Lightning, you go to that A side, right? It's you know they're going to be in the lobby and vent. You get those 2 controlled because if they're backstairs, you blow them up with the Lightning, you get the bomb down. I think they were just trying to probably catch eUnited off on a flank. Instead, eUnited go through the middle of the map. And again, the Lightning does come down, but Abizi has enough time to get right back into that B corner.
Round 11. A big story throughout this has been that sniper battle between Simp and Formal. Simp has definitely had the edge. He's got, I think, 6 snipes to his name in this game. And LG has just set up an office, You have the Tempest from Formal. You have War Machine on Gunless.
RC's has Vision Pulse as well. Classic, not there yet.
They're just trying to work up towards the A side. Vision Pulse get called in. Zip lines one up. Formal, the Tempest comes out, but he's not able to hit anything. Advantage now to eUnited. Pristini's Tempest still up and available. Clayster now on the flank. 2 players left. War Machine in. Clayster, the flak just barely keeps him alive. Gunless actually ends up getting a team kill, so that's going to leave him as the last man up. 1v4. He hits the kill, but blows himself up in the process, and the round 11 goes to eUnited. They tied up at 1-1.
Yeah, it comes down to round 10 for me. I think LG has everything that they want to close the game out, and they don't do it. And that's a round you can see they're just frustrated. How does that affect them for the rest of the series? That'll be the big question, but a great map by eUnited. I mean, to start out hot, Simp, and with that sniper rifle,
and then you lose 4
you can
straight.
just tell, like, sort of the pace for LG. They were playing slow. They didn't want to give any sniper picks away.
Well, we'll take a look at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be round 5. Pristini and Abizi both get a pair of kills in this round. As eUnited, I mean, this gives them the 4-1 edge, but from there on out, it was all LG. Just good resilience by eUnited to bounce back into it.
Yeah, great job by eUnited. Yeah, a couple of good adjustments from Luminosity, but hey, you clutch on up, you tie the series at 1 apiece.
You think
now.
it's all at round 10? Just
yeah,
that lightning
round 10.
And eUnited had so many clutch rounds, what, 2 1v2s?
Early on.
They had the 1v1 where Sim got the stick. I think if you're LG, you're thinking that is, I mean, for 4 different reasons, for 4 different rounds, that should have been a map victory for us. And you know, they were susceptible to throwing away rounds and make a lot of mistakes. You know, in Search and Destroy maybe early, this team was kind of figuring stuff out, but more lately it seemed to be a lot better for them. But that one back to kind of their old ways, I think, as they fall in the Search and Destroy. eUnited get it done. Now we've got a series with the potential to go the distance. It's Control coming up next. Don't go anywhere. series tied up at 1-1 between Luminosity and eUnited. Control up next, and coming into this, I can't think of the record off the top of my head now, but they were, what, 12-2 for Luminosity over their last 14 controls coming into the crossplay. It's certainly been one of their go-to modes. Somewhere eUnited kind of looking to improve with this new look roster, but they clutch up in the search.
Yeah, and even after that, like S&D, like there was just a lot of communication, I think, at both sides, just trying to figure some stuff out, make some adjustments for when they play that map again. But for eUnited in that round 11, that Vision Pulse just comes up so clutch, allows Simp to get a couple of snipes.
I think we see why the snipe is in his hands throughout the course of that map too.
Yeah, he's pretty good with it. But yeah, you know, you had Formal who used the Tempest, Gunless had War Machine. There was a lot of things that were going LG's way in that round 11, but the Vision Pulse counters most of that.
Yeah, I didn't see if Formal got it popped or if it was. I heard it. I don't know if it was Pristini's that I heard.
Yeah, he used it.
After I said it, I was like, I'm not sure if I heard Pristini's. They've had a couple of tough round 11 losses. They lost on this map, remember, in round 11 as well on Monday. That is a very quick A take without losing really
LG
anything.
didn't send anything. They sent 2 players. I don't know if there was something that they saw where they know eUnited likes to throw, you know, an early push towards B just based on VODs or what, but. Or if LG's just like, you know what, we'll just defend B right off the start. Just give up A, we'll play 1 point.
There's still 2 players here with a presence from eUnited. They're finally getting picked. In the back is what Clayster still trying to stay up. He's being swarmed. He's able to at least get 1 before he drops to keep the life edge in their favor just a bit. Luminosity have regained in some capacity, but you still have Simp inside a post. You have them starting to move up. They haven't got any kind of presence towards the broken building, so they really need a big clear to get the setup they want. There it is.
That'll be our 5.
Yep. There it is. So now they can get set up. I thought they were gonna have somebody push up, but due to being a little bit staggered for eUnited, they get somebody into broken again, so they can't push out past Sushi if you're the Luminosity end.
Yeah, I mean, eUnited just had to close sort of that back broken spawn so they can get right back into the house. Grapple over. Classic able to take care of 1, but the contest is still there. Numbers advantage goes to eUnited. Here comes Pristini through the post. Just able to catch John. Now it comes down to a retake of Simp, able to find 2. It's what, 3 players here from eUnited.
It's moving pretty quickly. Halfway to that second tick. LG all coming off a spawn. They've got to get there, and they've got to get there quickly. They're only down 4 lives, but that's not really the worrisome thing right now. They've got to get in. Somebody's got to contest. Somebody's got to contest. They're not able to do it. Abizi gets the final kill, and that's a great opening offense from eUnited.
I don't know where Slack was grappling there. He just grappled to the point.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Well, I can tell you they didn't contest.
No, they didn't. And I mean, they ended up winning the trade numbers.
Yeah, it felt like eUnited only really had to get 2 kills at the end of that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, of that final 5 pop from LG to get in. Yeah, I think just 2 drop. Like, they don't really get a presence there at all. They relied on.
But I think the big story is that LG just couldn't get any position on that street whatsoever.
That's if you're going to give up A that easily, you need to have some semblance of map control. But they had 1 mid map, 2 that pushed up towards broken, but it I think 4 hit the back, and they just have to kind of scramble back. And they never really got the set they want, not 1 time.
Something similar from eUnited. They might not throw any lives at this either. Might just play around that B point. Maybe once they'll go for it. Yeah, 4 players here. Trophies up though from LG. Maybe just try to win the numbers battle, but a couple of kills are the way of LG. And that'll be it.
Clayster's all the way pushed up towards that back elbow. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't hit a bullet.
I know who wins that gunfight between an ICR and a Rampart.
Yeah, that's a tough one for the Rampart, that's for sure. Gunless makes that look easy. Rampart's very good, but not really your do-it-all gun. As Abizi falls, Clayster tries to pick up the back courtyard push. Simp gets some good damage in, but doesn't finish either kill. John has to hold for now as he gets stunned. There's really 1 player still on that side of the map and slacked. He takes out Simp, then gets immediately drops. That's going to reset things, but Similar to what we saw, yeah, very, very similar. You haven't been able to get really what you want. No pressure on the front side of the point for eUnited. And now Classic finds an opening. Someone's got to get into Sushi. Who's going to be the forward man? Slack tries to go over the top. He actually wins his gunfight. Then Classic does as well. This could be a very similar result to what we saw in the offensive thing.
Oh, Simp finds 2. You have to trade that there.
How does he stay up and manage to get both? You're still here if you're LG, but you only have 2 players due to Simp making the play.
I mean, if they have 4 here, this is potentially 1 to 2 ticks, and they're only up to 1 right now. Tac 5 in from eUnited, but what a play out of Simp to find both of those kills with that SOG.
Otherwise, that's the round. Or at least damn close to it.
You'd at least have a second tick by now.
The good hold from eUnited. Great play from Simp, but they're not out of the woods yet. 2 bars still needed for LG.
They're down 4 lives as well. You have to pay attention to that. LG might just play around that.
So a 2 up mid for Luminosity. What can Gunless and Formal do as they start to push up? They know their teammate just died in the hole, so Abizi still here, and that's going to be easy pickings for him. Gunless and Formal both drop from mid. That's going to stagger the push for Luminosity.
That advantage.
And yeah, it's 5 straight kills for eUnited. Finally a kill on the kill feed for Luminosity. But is it too little too late? You really have 1 push here. Wait for everybody to get up off spawn, and now take a crack at it. Abizi does take a shot, which is an opening for him to maybe get traded out. They're going to do that, but they got to go. 20 seconds now remaining. 6v6. Simp gonna bring in the War Machine. Pristini does it with the Maddox as well. How can they get past this War Machine? Everybody's scared of it. You can see everybody's scared of it, but someone's got to try and make the play. There's just no time. There they'll get in. No flak on John. Somehow he's able to at least get into Sushi. That's 3 kills. Formal and Gunless come up with 3. Formal gets 2. Gunless gets 2, but Abizi now counters with the grab slam. Formal 1v2, can't take the gunfight. Abizi does it. You get the War Machine and the grab slam out of eUnited to hold. A scary moment for eUnited, but they get the second round up.
Yeah, Formal and Gunless almost brought that one back. I think, too, RC's had a huge kill. Is this going to be the one on Slack? I don't think it is, but Slack flies on over. He had grab slam available as well. I think he probably invested there, at least finds 1 kill, gives them some forward progress as well. But Formal and Gunless almost bring it back.
I didn't think they were going to get to that point, honestly. Once the War Machine was out, I was like, this is how are they going to get through this? But almost. But almost is not enough. So now LG will have to rip off 3 straight rounds. Once again, they only have 2 players over here. Now, how does Luminosity try to handle this differently so they don't just get pushed immediately?
Well, remember what eUnited did last time. They tried to force send through. And it looks like they're going to go back to that. They don't want to get trapped.
But there's a lot more of a presence here. Like the spread from Luminosity, very different from what we saw in that first round.
Might be good for them to back on up, and that's what they're doing. The problem is Formal and Classic are back here in some very strong positions with those ARs. Easy gonna grapple on through. That'll give him some position and open it up for Simp. Nice teamwork out of those 2.
You still have Slacked sitting around front, broken just barely. I was gonna say gets away, but they will chase him down. Gunless will be the next guy up, and he gets traded. So good job by eUnited, just kind of wrapping back. Thinking LG's gonna adjust. They do.
Play somehow gets all the way around. Nobody finds him. Luckily, the trade's there, but that'll give up some positioning on the street. Allows Simp to get to the front of this 18. On the other side, it's John. John at least finds 1. Maybe that's all they'll need. And it's looking like it.
Pristini trying to stay alive longer than I thought he'd be, but just trying to do his best to dip and dive until the rest of the eUnited team gets there. So you have Pristini with the Tempest. You have a lot of utility for Luminosity.
If you're LG, the goal is to somehow get to round 5 with as many specialists as possible. So can you win this defense clean and then maybe invest 1 or 2 on the next attack? So you still have something for round number 5 if they can get there. But if you're eUnited, you want to try to force them all out right now. they might be able to do so.
Arcitys wins a big one-on-one on Slacked in the front. Right back into the objective, go eUnited.
Tempest out.
What can Pristini do with it? He's got a great position to make a play. He keeps hitting shots. Everybody down. They're just chaining together. He's stunned, but his teammate looking over him is a BZ that gets a pair. This is more than likely going to be done. They just need a centimeter to go, and there it is. eUnited with a swift 3-0 on the control.
I mean, you still had everything from LG. You had Crab Slam, War Machine, Tempest.
I think maybe they were thinking like you were, just hold on to what we can. But when Pristini ends up chaining that many together and a BZ working in tandem in front of him with the SOG, LG just looked flustered. They just got smoked.
Yeah, I think you go back to that round number 1, a huge offensive win for United. It's tough to do without Specialist, and there was just that moment where, you know, LG can't contest, but we're going to take a look at the end of that last round. And just how does eUnited set this up? So they get Pristini out of the base. Out of Sushi.
It just felt like, there were 2 or 3 times, too, where a player from eUnited like, got to the flank wide open and got a kill to kind of dismantle the setup.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Luminosity.
You have a couple towards the front of the street, not to give LG map position. 2 up middle. And a couple go through hole in the wall. So John trying to do his best. Has the help of, I believe it's Classic. And Classic gets taken down. So that opens things up for Pristini. And they just set up a very good pinch. Just great teamwork.
And they try to turn around for a moment to pick it up, but I think you get a nice timing for Pristini as he's crossing, which allows him to get gunless off 18.
Kill right there as well. I mean, he ends up getting him right here.
But then he gets hit by Tempest and then stuck as well. That's a nightmare.
And I don't know. I guess I
think he hit another shot right as another was soaring in, and it chains.
And that was probably the Slacked with the grab slam. I mean, Gunless was down as well with the War Machine.
Yeah, I think that's 2 times where Slacked was thinking he could win the round, make the play with the grab slam, just didn't get it off. I mean, that's back to round 2 where you thought that was going to be the play to maybe give them the edge in that crazy finish. But he doesn't get it done. It's actually the grab slam of a BZ and Simps War Machine that seal round 2. But a frustrating game 2 for LG. I think kind of an embarrassing control. I mean, they just got hammered.
Yeah, I mean, their attack round comes down to a 1v2, right? And a couple of things play out differently, and they might win it. Maybe we go to a round 4. But overall, it looks at round number 1 for me is just sort of the question mark from Luminosity. How does nobody contest?
Yeah, that's actually what I want to watch back the final moments there, because like you said, like 5 come off spawn. It's all 1, maybe 2 kills come in for eUnited. That's it. No contest. It's like nobody wanted to be that first guy in, or
we're just waiting. I mean, I know you're with the grapple.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're just trying to fly there, but it's almost like you want somebody else to take the shot so Slack can actually get in with the grapple. We'll see if eUnited can end it here on Arsenal. Nice shots from Simp. Pick up 1 at Pillar. Next gunfight goes his way as well. Great movement and shots from Simp. And allow him to move forward a bit towards that front lobby. On the other side of the map towards Guns, there's a 2-on-2. Clayster and a BZ trying to deal with the push from LG.
This is not an easy break whatsoever. Nabizi and Clay gonna push through that gun side, try to get positioning for hill number 2. Classic though with a big couple of kills will stop that push. And maybe Slack can get on. You can see he's going through the vent. Maybe stop a little bit this time, give LG some, but you know he's gonna get cleaned up from that window. But 3 go down. Still at Pristini in window. All of eUnited spawn on up. But LG do a good job, at least just hanging on.
God, he's just taking one-on-ones, just challenging players, just kind of L-triggering and holding, and continues to win them. Pristini wins another one. That's what, 3 in a row for him. He'll finally end up falling. Now it's Simp's turn to try and turn the tides. But basically a tie game right now is everyone trying to set up inside second. The back spawn still enjoyed by EG.
eUnited though has done a great job just disrupting the setup. Maybe there's the clean break that Luminosity needs to get the rest of this time, gives them the lead as well, and you can see all the red arrows starting to rotate on over to hill number 3.
A decent job for eUnited not to make it clean, but that's what they had to rotate with 25 or so seconds. So a good bit of time for LG.
Classic with a hot start as well, 8 and 3 from him.
Nice shots from Clayster. 2 easy ones. John and Gunless get caught. He re-challenges, and Clayster, that's 3 for him at 6 and 5. Not making this rotation easy for LG whatsoever. A chance to do even more damage. That stun's going to hit. Oh, went a little deep in. A push, I'd say 2-3 players might get tagged by that, but he will get pushed in the back. But it's Simp that follows it up with the cluster grenade. 2 will drop. A pinch opportunity was developing maybe for Luminosity, but as Gunless falls, that'll fall apart. So it's going to be a 4-man hit through the front as Gunless is spawning in. Arsity's just doing what damage he can with that ICR in the back.
The Normal somehow stays up. BZ has that SOG. It's a tough shot. This will give him the final 15 or so seconds. Should he try? Not sure what Persini's doing there, but try to get a little sneaky. Then on the rotation side, 3 actually go down for United. It's just Arsity's up. Plays for the last one left. He's gonna get traded out, and I don't know if that comes down to Persini not rotating or what, but I just feel like if you give up those final 15 seconds, you have to be able to win that rotation.
Well, they don't win it. And a chance for LG to build a nice lead. 2 will fall though behind Arsity's ICR. Arcity should get flanked in a moment, but as 1 player is left, that's Classic that drops. eUnited getting quickly in the opening 20 seconds towards Guns. Easy, nice movement to slide out of that. The cluster from Simp won't be any avail as there is a trophy down, but the SOG is there to do the damage. And what are we getting near specialist-wise? Simp at 11 and 6 almost has the War Machine. The closest that we've got. If you want somebody to be going off, it's one of your heavy hitters.
Vision Pulse. I mean, he's 16 and 7.
That's true. Yeah.
A great first rotation from him.
That takes so long to get, but he's close.
I mean, if he can get 2 visions in a game, that's pretty damn impressive.
This will be our final hard point in the first rotation. Slacked through on a flank. Easy pickings onto RCs. That's going to turn some heads around. Well, they might even have to turn around. They can just set up inside the hard point. One will hold that back alley, but he's going to get gunned by Slacked as well.
That's a good recovery from LG.
Yeah.
They got pushed out pretty far.
Well, Slacked really on that flank. He gets 2. Does a lot of damage to another. Simp's War Machine is exhausted to at least eliminate 1 player. And it's a flurry inside that results with I think BZ got, what, 3 of those kills? And he got 3 in a row. Still a ways to go towards streaks. 325 off. But eUnited doing enough to stay in this. We'll now get to our second set of rotations. Any big takeaways from either side of these scenes thus far?
I think eUnited have done a solid job breaking some of the setups that LG has. I think LG could be up about 100 points right now. But really, those last couple of hills where LG won the rotations. eUnited do a great job just disrupting the setups, and that's why it's only a 40-point game or so. But on the flip side, now it's LG's turn. eUnited, they had this first rotation. They do have control, but the presence from Luminosity is here.
John knocked down to 4 HP, back on his feet, but ultimately dropped.
Doesn't connect.
Game of whack-a-mole.
Front was like, I'm out. I got an
I'm done with this fight. I'm not having fun with this fight. I'm leaving.
Obviously, when you shot punch, you're just hoping that one of your hipfire bullets hits.
There's the TAC 5 from Clayster. He used the TAC 5, but 2 players almost immediately eliminated. He used the TAC 5. You hope something's going to come in for eUnited, but they're not going to get a kill behind it. They're not going to get anything behind the TAC 5. All 5 will drop 5 in a row for Luminosity. And that's just literally, you get 0 result out of your TAC 5.
And I like that from Slacked. It's not the biggest grab slam, but it gets him map position and upside those guns. You can see he's still here. If he gets taken down there, his Classic finds 2. Like, it's just so tough for United to get into this position. The spawns do flip, but this isn't a terrible thing for Luminosity. Because with 30 seconds left, this almost helps them rotate to that next hill.
It feels like eUnited haven't got a kill for 45 seconds. There, Pristini and Abizi come in. All right, so what, 15 seconds left. This will get them right around the 200-point mark. eUnited have to have a sensational hold here. An early break, the Luminosity might be the dagger.
Yeah, Vision Pulse used by Classic. Clayster spawns out, but Clay still wins the gunfight on the Slack. That's a big one. At least gives them numbers. I mean, with Vision Pulse, you should have the advantage. Still got to win the gunfight. John's just trying to dance right now. Stay away from the clock.
Where are they going? Nice slide by Simp. All right, he'll pick up the time. It's back spawn to Luminosity. Nice shots, but Gunless there quickly with the trade. Gunless is going to get 2. Gunless is going to get 3 before he drops, and the Gunless formal duo kill everyone. That's exactly what I said could not happen. You could not have an early break to LG, or more than likely, that just spells disaster. It gets streaks onto formal as well. He hits the one shot that he needs to keep a presence here, and that changed to a second, so they're just done in dark. Not much they can do. His Gunless and Slack just take them down. And that's a big 30 points for Luminosity.
And you have these streaks now on the side of Formal. That's, when Jess was talking to Slack, I think there was a reason he really liked this map set, and I think the 2 hard points are some of their favorites. You can see why LG, and not a lot of teams play them on Arsenal. That is just brutal.
Yeah.
You get forced inside by the Hellstorm, and Gunless is like, hey, here's some grenades.
The flak jacket is good, but not in that scenario.
Not against 6 of them.
Yeah, you're in an 8x8 room with the entire grenade coming out. Beezy with the 4-man. And there's the 5th complete wipe by United. Maybe they're not out of it yet. Can you get some streaks onto a Beezy? What a grab slam that was, but a tall order still, as they are down huge, and just 12 seconds needed for Luminosity. Luminosity trying to rotate. It's Clayster who's already here inside of office. Good job staying alive. Hit is the heals going through, though. So still weak as he continues to spam. Now we'll get the heal up, and these are massive fights. Gets caught reloading. Abizi does get one of his streaks.
But Slash inside. Slash is, not getting the time. He gets flanked.
They're spawning out, though. eUnited spawning out. Arcities and Sip are going to have to do a lot of work here. Beezy's Lightning comes in. It's only going to claim 1.
You have no specialists on the side of eUnited. Slack getting close to grab slam, so nothing on the side of LG either. Classic wins 1.
Somebody from eUnited just got to go huge. Just got to go huge. They still have a presence in the hard point behind Clayster. LG's been spawning in the back, but they just haven't been able to find any kind of opening into the hard point.
Well, this shit's scary now if you're LG. Do you just want to rotate to next here in the next couple of seconds? Luckily, they spawn out windows, so they're probably going to commit to it. But Simp's already here. John, though, trying to stay alive. A big couple of kills by John. This might trigger a push, though. The last couple of seconds. Are they going to give it up or not? You got to decide. I think Gunless got caught there. This is scary now. eUnited starting to rotate over, but 3 dead.
3 dead, but LG still need 12 seconds here, so you have an opportunity to break. And they still have 2 players inside of Lab. Brasini wins a big one-on-one, but the flank comes in almost immediately. The next push from LG is here to at least get the contest. 30 points down now as eUnited. What a comeback this would be on Arsenal. And that would close out the series if they can get it done.
Classic finds 2, though. I mean, what a game he's having. 32 and 23 from him.
This is your final push. Your final push. They're into the grinder, trying to get through the doors. Can't get it done. LG narrowly hold on to take both hard points and push this to a 5th and final map.
I mean, they invested everything on that Guns Hill. The Lightning Strike, the Hellstorm, the War Machine, literally it all. And I think they were surprised that Abizi somehow gets through, slams 4, wins the 5th. That kept them alive. That kept United going. They counter it, or they combo it with a Vision Pulse, which allows them to win the next rotation. That's when things got scary for Luminosity.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, once they broke what statue, I honestly thought it was more than likely over. Once LG got those 30 points, got to 230, I was like, that's it. But you know what can turn the tides? Yeah, 5 kills from Abizi, but they aren't able to get the win, but still a valiant effort in the comeback from eUnited. But the series not done yet. One more map will decide this series. It's our final match of the night. final map of the night. We'll see you in a moment. One more map. We head to Hacienda, Search and Destroy, Luminosity going up against eUnited. Both these guys have had a couple of Game 5s throughout the course of this week. LG, they lost their Game 5. eUnited able to clutch up in theirs. God, I don't know what to expect from this, but I am excited. I mean, there's been a bunch of crazy maps. The hardpoint's really back and forth. The Search and Destroy goes to around 11. Really, the only one that was one-sided was the Control, which eUnited just rolled through them. Yeah. But I love a good series of Call of Duty, and this has been one, Joe.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Very back and forth, as you said. I mean, the hardpoint's just controlled by Luminosity. It did get a little scary there towards the end of Game 4. See the LG boys getting back to the stage, so we'll be starting here shortly. But, I mean, just going into Game 5, I think you have to favor Luminosity. I mean, they're a team who just came off a tournament win. Should be more comfortable, and we know eUnited's still trying to figure it out, but look at Hill number 2. 102-1.
Holy hell. I mean, I thought that was controlled to LG, but I didn't realize it was that staggering. That's impressive. 102-1. Outside of that, I mean,
it was pretty.
Nothing really close.
Yeah, United won most of the other ones.
We used to talk about that a lot last year. Like, you can't get smoked that bad on one hard point. I remember we talked about it a lot back in Call of Duty World War II. But you get beat that bad on one, you are almost always losing a hard point.
I think that's the one too where Formal started getting that streak, and then he rotated all the way over towards Statue, and Him and Gunless, I don't know how Gunless got 3 when he was stuck in that corner by Vent. I have no idea.
I don't know how Gunless does half the crap that he does, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would love to just sit there and just watch.
Honestly, if I had 3 wishes from a genie, one of them is to play COD like Gunless for a day.
No, it's not.
Probably not, Joe, but probably not.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But seriously, that'd be awesome. Because I stink. All right, game 5. Simp, definitely a difference maker with his sniper in the game 2. Might be tough to have the same impact on a map like Hacienda, but excited to see what he can do. As it'll be an ICR that he's working with out towards water.
You see LG a little bit scared to commit to this bomb side just due to his positioning, so they're going to rotate on over. John's got top bar control. It does get spotted. But the beauty of Hacienda, you can get safe very quickly. So United has about 3 players who are going to rotate over towards A.
Arcees gets the information that the push is here. Plant getting down. Trophy out from Arcees.
Trying to get the kill.
Classic just able to get away, and Formal gets a pick. Classic and John combined to then pick up Arcees. No trade has come through for eUnited. Pristini and Simp now in a very tough spot at 2v4. They had some clutches in the map 1. This one looks tough, but Pristini with a big win behind the ICR gives them a chance. 20 seconds to go. Not the gun you want for this push. Oh, I take back everything I said. Well, not the scope you want, I guess, for that. Like that. Great out in water, but pushing you. Not the best, but with the shot punch, you just need 1 bullet to kill.
And I think they'll just make some adjustments. I mean, obviously, that's probably just 1 round, but if I had Simp and Abizi on my team, I know what I want them doing on Hacienda. Just running around being the tiny terrors that they are.
Yeah, I mean, you can just, especially fences, man, you can wreak havoc.
Control hallways, give your team map position, go in and out of those connectors.
All right, so LG strike first, but eUnited, now they'll shift over to offense. They look like they're favoring B. The 1 player there is going to be Gunless. There's a lot of presence here. It's going to be a 3-on-1 as he just starts to back it up. They check mid for a moment. 1 gets tagged up bottom bar. Gunless has this cluster. This cluster could be huge. The cluster could be huge, and it is. He gets 2. Simp and Pristini both gonna drop. That's a fantastic use of the cluster.
Telling you, man, like him and Temp, I don't see other players do this sort of stuff. Like, just feel like not every time they're just, it's always impact kills with those things. They're making them work.
Arcees last up. Arcees will drop a clean round from LG as they don't lose a single member, and that all starts with Gunless and that cluster grenade. I thought he was just going to get the bomb planter, but the fact he gets 2 behind it. Oh, so they tried to get their own cluster out. He was trying to get it to the back block, but as he's trying to slide away, to kind of jump away from the cluster, it ends up throwing his angle off.
He really does need a lint roller for that hat.
Oh, chat, I didn't see it.
Yeah, the pokey one.
Oh. Yeah, you think that thing ever gets washed?
Maybe it's his lucky hat. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I have to play her in that ESP bracket or whatever.
You're going to lose.
I'm going to get smoked.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping I have 1% of the votes. Like, why am I playing against Pokey? I'm going to get killed.
Yeah.
Gunless isn't even voting for me, dude. Like, that's
true.
Dagger.
Yeah.
God. 5v4. I get 4v4. Abizi into you. There's 2 players there. He has a little bit of help as well as they're trying to get a crossfire going. LG hasn't yet been able to get this bomb plant down. Classic just trying to help Slack. He doesn't want to leave him alone as they saw 2 players trying to push through. eUnited at least done a good job kind of delaying this bomb plant.
They're just trying to check for the bomb planter. It's not an easy job at all. You can get wallbanged with that FMJ at any moment. John looking over him. John had a big game in game 2 with the ICR, so sticking with it. Bomb planted 4 versus 4.
Simp going all the way around towards well, but you see at number 3, Gunless is watching it.
It's not an easy gunfight for him.
Good luck.
There's no.
He needs his teammates to win on the other side, I was going to say, but Gunless backs up. Gunless backs up, gives up the power spot on well. And now it's a 2v2, 20 seconds to work with. Simp last man. Has to try and clutch. There's just bullets coming in from everywhere. Takes down John. Almost takes down one more. I don't think it would have had.
So the only thing I'm thinking is Gunless thinks there's 2 there. That's like what I'm thinking. He knows he sees the Saw guy and probably thinks there's 2 there, so doesn't want to go down there. But I was thinking the same thing. Which is like, wait, what?
Yeah. You gave the one opening for the Saw player to take you down, but yeah, you're probably right. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Gunless's COD IQ is a little bit higher than mine. But yeah, from sometimes things when you're in CODcaster, it looks a little.
Yeah, he doesn't know everything. He sees a SOG peek, and typically what that means is the SOG's gonna slide out. There's gonna be an AR challenging over him. Doesn't want to get taken down.
But his teammates able to bail him out, and that'll be 3-0. Slack close to streaks as well. He's just 50 off. He's 5-0 to start this.
Oh, that nade.
Oh no! Oh no! That could go huge. Does it connect with anything? It's not going to. But maybe splits up the forces a little bit, but Simp splits John in half with the SOG. Just keeping my eyes on that number 3 Gunless to see if he can make a play through mid. He has another cluster.
I don't even think LG minds giving this round away. They just want Slack to get streaks or stay alive. Like that. That's a win in their mind. It's just, can he do it? He's getting bad timing.
He just almost had eyes on
and now aBeZy. Okay, well, he's going to find Simp. Maybe.
Yeah.
Woo! That's strafe.
It was intentional.
Yeah.
He gets the lightning. That's all that matters. And he'll get the hell away from the rest of the team. You can see he's opposite side of the map. All right, so round win for United. Much needed round win, but yeah, you get the lightning, and on a map like this, both outside plants, they can be huge for getting kills or funneling players to predictable spots.
You find one more. Nice shots on the clay, but there's the pressure. Gets around it. Does he get the kill? I don't know.
I don't know. Did he get it?
No. There's no, I saw on the screen. There's no.
Okay.
Did not.
God, I had to have been one bullet away.
Yeah.
Remember how back and forth of affair that first search was, what? 4-1 lead for eUnited, then LG ripped off 4 in a row, and then they closed it out. eUnited going to need to do a bit of what LG did in map 2, just make a run. They're still in it, but Slack has now been cut to 0-0, unfortunately for him.
I was squinting at that. I am not this blind.
All of his stats have been removed in this particular game. We'll see if when he maybe gets a kill, that'll fix itself.
I was very confused.
0-0 is streak, something we see in Search and Destroy very often, Joe.
He's planted and defused the bombs 4 rounds in a row. I was like, hold on. I was squinting at the screen.
Is that Nate?
Like, what?
7-0, there we go.
Okay, we're good. We're back.
Oh, my God.
He had a little help there.
Hellstorm ready as well. Yeah, he definitely did. Some straight shots, 4v2 for Luminosity. Clay and Simp in a very, very tough spot. Classic going to get the bomb down. Now Simp, not really a hope or a prayer in this one. He's likely headed off the map. He's not working towards streaks of any kind. And there he'll go. So nice round from LG. One streak gets used. Slacked is 8-0.
Now he is.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it was a great use. So what Slack does is he pings it, then he holds on to it. He's very patient with it because as soon as the ping comes in, eUnited is aware, right? They're alerted that, hey, lightning strike is being called. So eUnited, they hide that back up. But when it's not called in, what eUnited try to do is they try to get a little sneaky. They try to get some position so that because he doesn't call it in, they can get some map position back, and Slack just waits and then calls it in.
Some mind games.
Takes a little guess, and obviously it pays off.
Well, now the lead grows for Luminosity up to 4-1. Hellstorm still available on Slack. We've got the Slack cam right now, as we're going to see if he's even going to die in this. He has a frag ready and available. He has the grab slam as well.
And LG know they have to play towards his top middle area, inside halls, to stay away from the Hellstorm. They're able to find a couple of kills, and a team kill comes in.
United getting picked apart. Again, just 2 players up in a 2v4. Just can't get an early foothold in any of these rounds. Simp and Clay once again. And LG are going hunting. They've got bomb down. That's a big one, though. Classic gets isolated. Simp brings it to a 2v3. There's still a lot of time. 45 seconds remaining, but as Clayster drops, it's now all on Simp. He's gotten 2. He's 6 and 5. Can he pull off? Well, it'd be a 1v3 and for the ace, right? Yeah. Why not?
I'll tell you why. That would be dumb.
I saw the War Machine lock. I'm like, aye. Simp comes around the corner, the crossfire there for LG in a 5th round, now on the board. But just LG are taking control of these rounds so early. The opening 20 to 30 seconds, they get first blood, likely a second behind it as well, and play behind that advantage. Whew. He's just going for the perfection right now.
He still hasn't died, huh?
I don't think so. As we just saw him get that final kill at 9-0. Can Slack get the perfect game? On the other end, can eUnited bring it back? They'd have to rip off 5 straight. And they're just playing it passive, behind the Hellstorm.
Oh, takes down John. Does find
John, but yeah, at least gets one. You saw one of those just kind of veer off.
Yeah.
Hit John in the face.
John's like, what?
I think he died to Form of Lightning earlier this year. I heard him yell like, what the hell?
And there it goes.
A must-win round for eUnited, and they do just that. Arceus flies forward to Maddox, gets 2 kills. They survive the round with the Hellstorm. Now they're going to need, I mean, basically you need some blunders from the specialist side on LG. You need some big plays from the specialist on the side of eUnited.
If you can even, yeah, towards the back half. You still have a BZ with the War Machine, but I don't think you have much else.
He's going to get 5 direct hits.
That'd be impressive.
What was it, the control yesterday? He had like 5 or 6 kills with it. A little different. A little different. Slack finally drops, but he's 10-1. Still a insane stat line regardless.
And he has grab slam as well. They might play very aggressive behind this. Trophy out.
Oh no. Oh no.
Here we go.
Oh no.
They have TAC 5. Can they back him
up? Yeah, they're the hell out of there.
John doesn't have it yet, so they're not going to commit.
If he just went right away, he
would have had it.
He gets.
But I think he was waiting for potentially TAC 5. Doesn't want to waste it.
So we get to a bit of a standstill.
Once again, you have Gunless in this position, has a cluster as well.
They're working up. Can he hit another cluster?
He got hit by a frag.
Nice frag, and Simp able to get the kill. So Gunless taken out. The rotation's starting to come in. Look at Abisi, though. He's just sitting in the top hall. He has the chance to make the play for eUnited. Arceus crawling forward for the plan like a little snail. Well, little snail's dead. Classic gets 2, gives him the 4v3 advantage. The Vision Pulse comes in, slacks it from behind. Bam! 1 down, 2 down, 1 remaining in Abisi. 1v4, tagged up, and they'll have to back down. There's no time to work with. TAC 5 will finish it. LG get the Game 5 victory as they clutch on up.
I think this was a big series for Luminosity as well. EU is going to be a contender. I think besides the Game 3, they look great. Controlled both the hard points, had a great comeback on Arsenal S&D. I wouldn't say probably should have won it, but they had an opportunity. They could have been better in round 10 to put that game away.
Is that 3? Are all of LG's series this week Game 5s? They won 2, lost 1? I believe they are. I think they've all been Game 5s. Yeah, they've had a lot of extended series. So
yeah, that's good though, because this is like a team that even at Dallas they were great at search, and we don't always expect that from this roster.
And I feel like that's the best reality check you could have too, because it's like you're going the distance. People are playing you tough. They're keeping you honest, but then you're getting the winning record. So it's like it's like like you said, they were coming out 3-0ing everybody. Maybe you go into London a little bit overconfident, a little bit, maybe just a little overconfident. But the fact that they're getting pushed the distance, they know they're making mistakes, they know they have stuff to work on, but you're still squeaking out wins. Yeah, I think you feel good to be a 2-1.
And this is the way they were doing it at Dallas too. They were winning a lot of Game 5s at Dallas, winning that search and destroy. So I think that's big for them to keep that trend going.
It certainly is, but LG, they get the last laugh. That's the first loss I guess Sim's going to have since he's been into the Pro League, right? They win their first 2 series, so we'll see how he bounces back. I don't think that's really going to phase him at all, but eUnited, no, they still have stuff to work on. But on the stage, we've got Gunless, our MVP, with Jess for the PlayStation Instant Reaction.
Thank you, Clint. So that first S&D was so close. Second one was a little more decisive. Why was there such a difference there?
Honestly, I just don't think we were really playing our game, playing the way that we wanted to on the first S&D. The second S&D, you know, we tried to control the tempo and make sure that we were doing the things that we needed to be doing, and it helped out a lot.
What's the takeaway from this series as far as anything you might need to work on or anything that you did better than expecting?
We definitely did better on the hard points. I think we closed those out really good. The controls, our control was our best game mode at Dallas. I think we just need to make sure that we kind of go back to that, and we should be good.
And then finally, I just wanted to talk a little bit about kind of egos and attitude. This is sort of a conversation I've been having with a lot of your players recently. What's the mentality or the attitude of the team coming off of a game like this?
You know, we're just going to go back, watch the VOD, make sure that we're doing everything correct our mistakes, and go into the next match confident.
All right, well, thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Back on over to Katie at the desk.
Thank you very much, Jess. And again, you did just see Luminosity take down eUnited, end their winning streak so far here during cross division. Now, Nameless, of course, Gunless performing very well as always, but the likes of Slacked and Classic doing really well. I think Slacked ended that S&D with 12-1.
Yeah, Slack played amazing in both Search and Destroys. Honestly, he played good. And then just throughout the series, Slack was contributing so much. And then Classic on that game 4 where they needed him to step up and go big, he did. Dropped like 32 kills. Was popping so many 2 and 3 pieces with that Rampart. Really, there was no answer for him on that map. And just overall, it was a good performance out of Luminosity, getting that win over eUnited, who in Search and Destroy have looked amazing, able to win that game 5. That's huge for them.
Well, and eUnited too, though, Pac-Man, looking for all intents and purposes very good still.
Yeah, I mean, I think they played a pretty good series. Like we talked about before, it's going to take a little bit of time for them to fix that hard point with the new players. Like these guys are young, right? And they have to figure out how to make their team work with Pristini running a new role. Glaciers been playing really well, but we haven't seen what we were used to seeing out of RCs, right? So just getting to the point where they can be a championship level hardpoint team, along with what I've seen is that has been improved Surge. That last map, it looked like maybe they were a little bit overmatched because they haven't been through as many scenarios as LG has. And that's why they're giving up so many first bloods.
Well, let's talk about the hard points a little bit too. It's not like eUnited got destroyed. Like,
they were good games.
If Gunless doesn't go big on that, you know, that last orange hill at the elbow where he just delays so much time, he wins like 2 crazy gunfights to break through the elbow, and then they're able to get control of orange and win that game. Like if he doesn't do that, eUnited probably take that game. And then also that massive comeback on Arsenal, you know, after that 5-piece out of a BZ was just huge. Like eUnited, like they're going against Luminosity, who just won, right? So there's something in there too. It's like this is a good hardpoint team. We might not be able to beat them on every single hardpoint we play. So they will get better.
I'm surprised that eUnited was able to take the control so easily from a team that we saw that was dominant in control in the past. And this week they've lost 2 of 3, but they were so good at it at Fort Worth, and now they seem to be a little bit lackluster. I don't know what LG needs to do to get back to where they were. But eUnited took advantage and really handed it to them in that control.
But I think to the dust point before, and I think, Pac, maybe you were the one who said this, I'm not sure, that LG maybe relaxes a little bit while they're here as opposed to being at an open where it's all, you know, all cylinders.
Oh, definitely. When you have, like Nameless says all the time, you have fans yelling MVP, right. MVP, there's going to be a totally different energy in the venue, especially being at Pro League. There's no fans and stuff like that. But overall, LG is able to pull it out in a 3-2 fashion. The way that they played that S&D second round, the second S&D, they able to bring it back all the way. They won like 5 rounds straight, able to bring it back to a 5-5. Unfortunately, losing that. But just overall, I just felt like, at least in the hard points on the side of eUnited, we just saw some inconsistency out of their SOG player in Abizi. Abizi, obviously we saw Simp, he almost had like a 30-bomb the first map, but Abizi was -10 or something like that. Yeah. So it's just little things that you got to fix. Probably it's just the pacing. You know, like I said,
Joe talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
He was like, it's just you don't have like the same formula you used to have where you have Pristini, that hyper-aggressive guy who's just going to charge in front of you. Now Abizi, you know, sort of has to be that, because if you really pay attention to Sim's gameplay, he does play pretty quick. He does have the gun, he will jump at you, but at times he's a little bit more methodical than some of the crazy aggressive SOG players like Hook, you know, like Pristini was. So I think it's just going to take a little bit of time to adapt and really find their footing as a team. And I think Pristini with that Maddox, I think that is the correct play for them. I think he will get a lot better, and the combo of him and Clay will be great.
And no surprise, Gunless still on top of our PlayStation damage dealt leaderboard for the 2nd day in a row.